Welcome to the Investing Iguana, your one-stop platform for money and finance insights in Singapore. I'm your host, Iggy, and today, we have a riveting topic that piques the curiosity of many. We're here to answer, what's the net worth of a typical 30-year-old in Singapore? Now, I know it sounds a bit daunting, but don't worry. We'll walk through this together. Now, before we dive into the numbers, let's first define what net worth is. Net worth is simply the difference between your total assets and your total liabilities. In other words, it's what you own minus what you owe. For example, if you have $100,000 in savings, $200,000 in investments, and $300,000 in property, your total assets are $600,000. But if you also have $50,000 in credit card debt, $100,000 in student loans, and $200,000 in mortgage, your total liabilities are $350,000. So your net worth is $600,000 minus $350,000, which is $250,000. Why is net worth important? Well, net worth is a measure of your financial health and progress. It tells you how much wealth you have accumulated over time and how well you are managing your money. It also helps you plan for your future goals and retirement. Ideally, you want to have a positive net worth that grows over time as you save more, invest more, and pay off your debts. So how does your net worth compare with others in Singapore? According to the Credit Suisse Research Institute's Global Wealth Report, 2021/2022, the average mean and median net worth per adult in Singapore is $483,575 and $125,729 respectively. This means that half of the adult population in Singapore has more than $125,729 of net worth and half has less. The mean is higher than the median because there are some very wealthy individuals who skew the average upwards. But these figures are for the entire adult population in Singapore. What about the typical 30-year-old? Well, unfortunately there is no official data on the net worth of Singaporeans by age group. However, we can make some estimates based on other sources of information. One way to estimate the net worth of a 30-year-old is to look at their income and savings rate. According to the Ministry of Manpower, the average median income, inclusive of employer CPF contributions, in Singapore is $5,070 per month or $60,840 per year. Assuming a 30-year-old earns this amount and saves 20% of their income every month, which is the recommended savings rate by most financial experts, they would have saved about $121,680 by age 30, assuming they started working at age 22. Another way to estimate the net worth of a 30-year-old is to look at their assets and liabilities. According to a study by New Academy of Finance, the average net worth for a person in the age bracket 35 and below in the U.S. was $76,300, while the median net worth was $13,900. If we convert these figures to SGD using an exchange rate of $1 to 1 Singapore dollar and 35 cents, as of June 8, 2023, we get SGD $103,005 and SGD $18,765 respectively. These numbers are lower than the income-based estimate because they take into account the debts that young people may have. Of course, these are just rough estimates based on averages and assumptions. Your actual net worth may vary depending on your individual circumstances such as your income level, spending habits, investment returns, inheritance, etc. The best way to find out your exact net worth is to calculate it yourself using an online calculator or an Excel template. So now that you have an idea of what the net worth of a typical 30-year-old in Singapore is, how do you feel about it? Are you above or below average? Are you happy or unhappy with your net worth? And most importantly, what can you do to improve it? Well, don't worry if you're not satisfied with your current net worth. The good news is that you still have plenty of time to grow your wealth and achieve your financial goals. Here are some tips that can help you increase your net worth. Save more. The easiest way to boost your net worth is to save more money every month. Try to save at least 20% of your income or more if possible. You can do this by cutting down on unnecessary expenses such as eating out. Invest more. Saving alone is not enough to grow your wealth. You also need to invest your money wisely and earn a decent return over time. You can invest in various assets such as stocks, bonds, ETFs, REITs, etc. depending on your risk appetite and time horizon. You can also use your CPF to invest in certain approved products. Just make sure you do your research and understand the risks involved before investing. Pay off your debts. Another way to increase your net worth is to pay off your debts as soon as possible. Debts can eat away at your net worth and limit your cash flow. Try to pay off your high-interest debts first, such as credit cards and personal loans. You can also refinance your low-interest debts, such as mortgage and student loans, to get a lower interest rate and save money in the long run. However, don't pay off your debts at the expense of your savings and investments. You need to strike a balance between debt repayment and wealth accumulation. Increase your income. Finally, you can also increase your net worth by increasing your income. You can do this by asking for a raise, switching to a higher-paying job, starting a side hustle, or creating passive income streams. The more money you earn, the more money you can save and invest. So there you have it. The net worth of a typical 30-year-old in Singapore is somewhere between $18,765 and $121,680, depending on how you estimate it. But remember, net worth is not a fixed number. It can change over time depending on your financial decisions and actions. So don't be discouraged if your net worth is low right now. Instead, use it as a motivation to improve your financial situation and achieve your goals. Well, folks, that's a wrap. If this video tickled your finance bone and left you richer in knowledge, go on and hit that like button with the same vigor you'd use to grab a discounted item off a store shelf. It's the secret handshake that tells us you enjoyed the journey. And hey, it's a free way to vote for more finance-savvy content. While you're here, why not subscribe and become a member of the Iguana Club? We promise, no initiation rituals or secret handshakes, just solid financial wisdom delivered straight to your screen. It's like having a money mentor in your pocket. Oh, and believe me, we're just getting warmed up. We've got a goldmine of finance wizardry coming your way. Ever wondered about the nitty-gritty of investment strategies? Or perhaps how to tame the beast called the stock market? Well, consider us your financial GPS. You're a part of the Investing Iguana family now. And every like, share, and subscribe is like a high five that keeps us going. It's like caffeine for our creativity, and we sure do love our coffee. So, thanks for sticking around. Remember, the road to wealth is paved with informed decisions. Stay curious, keep learning, and let's grow together. See you in the next video for another exciting episode of Finance Fun. Adios, amigos.